Be in the boat.
Sorry?
Be in the boat.
Be?
In the boat.
What boat?
There is a phrase like to be in the boat or to be in the desert means kind of a state of like you feel that you feel yourself and also you're not yourself at the same moment. I mean, there is an ego and there is a process of dissolving of ego. So being in this process called being in the desert or being in the boat. Have you heard about it? Something?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to ask you, maybe is it the same or not to be in the boat or to be in the desert?
To be.
Thank you very much.
No, no. Yeah, papá. Gracias. Se te botó un poquito. The ego doesn't exist.
Huh?
The ego doesn't exist.
It's huge.
Yeah, but don't get so wise about it. Understand, the ego doesn't exist. It doesn't really exist. It's an idea only. It's a limited concept. It doesn't exist. This is how you get rid of the ego. Realizing that it doesn't exist.
Actually,
How can you get rid of what is not there?
it's only by understanding that it's not existing.
It's a separate individual existence, separate individual self, separate world, separate body, separate something. Separate, autonomous, independent, individual existence. It's one way to put it. Hmm? My what? Yes, sure. It is off, actually.
Here. This ego is afraid
To die,
to disappear. Yeah?
to come to an end.
Uh,
The ego is afraid to come to an end,
mm,
and yet is trying to come to an end.
mm.
Hola, buenas noches, tío.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, muchas gracias.
Qué bueno.
Eh, Le quería decir muchas gracias porque mi papá trascendió y muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Fue mucho más fácil de llevar su trascendencia. Y gracias por las últimas palabras que hablamos. Gracias, tío. Eso era todo.
I think in Hinduism tradition, maybe also in the Jainism tradition, there is a so-called jhanas. There are, like in Buddhist tradition, I think
Yagnas.
it was 8 jhanas.
Yagnas.
Jhanas?
Those are rituals.
No, the levels of
Jnanas.
jhanas.
Go on.
So like, as I remember, I might be wrong, but on like the Buddha went to the 8 jhanas, but then he realized that actually, like even on the 8th jhana, like he cannot get enlightened. So he went down to the 4th jhana, and then in the 4th jhana he got enlightened. And those jhanas, are they necessary? And what they are about?
It's more of a mental curiosity. Your mind becomes restless and it goes back to the knowledge that it has. Right? Take something, ask about it because it needs to hold its identity, its spiritual identity. You have to talk about this. It's interested in this. When the ego is gone, you are not interested in this anymore. If somebody's interested in this because you know it firsthand, you speak about it. It's like you're not interested in this, and yet you don't mind to talk about this.
Not interested in this.
No. The wise is not interested in this. It doesn't mind to speak about this. If somebody is interested in this, if the ego is interested in this, and the ego speaks about enlightenment, how to get enlightened, does Buddha got enlightened, why didn't go like this, why, see, all these questions are mental curiosity, ego curiosity. See, the inquiry is to pay attention to nothing but oneself. If you're paying attention to nothing but yourself, the question about this and that will simply not arise. And if the mind curiosity arises, you are interested now in the curiosity, right? That means you are not paying attention to yourself anymore. Yes. The only thing that we should pay attention is to what we do, practically wise. Cooking, cleaning, working, you give your attention to that. Somehow, you can manage to hold on, see the attention on yourself. The inquiry and the activities are not, they don't fight, they don't contradict each other. They don't cancel each other. So in this context, all knowledge has to be put aside. When I understand that the only thing that can be done, if it can be called doing, which is to pay attention to oneself, to observe oneself, whatever is known as I, right? Then everything else can be considered a distraction. The intellectual knowledge is a distraction. It's a tendency. It's a good tendency. It's the tendency to read the books and ask questions and all that. It's a good tendency. But all that, yes, belongs to the ego. I want something material, I want something spiritual. See, there is I interested in something other than itself. See, whether it is considered to be material or spiritual. It's just about remaining self-aware, self-conscious, simply conscious of being. is by destiny, by karma, spontaneously. There are things that cannot be avoided. You will be forced to do it. See, the body will have no choice but to do whatever it's meant to be doing. Practically wise, just for the sake of exhausting, see, whatever is meant to be done by the body. But this life is just to exhaust whatever residual of any karma that is left. See, it's not interested in new adventures or new anything. The sage is just wasting, is waiting for the petrol to run out. For the car, the body to run out of petrol. See, and that's it. Off it goes.
You're talking about yourself.
Talking about the egolessness, not myself. You can say whatever you want. Yeah. You can put it whatever you like. As long as you understand what I'm saying, it's okay.
I think my ego is blocking and rejecting it as much as possible.
Huh?
My ego is blocking and rejecting that as much as possible.
Your ego asks a question and rejects the answer. Your ego asks a question and rejects the answer. And has been playing this game for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably question and answer game is picked up somewhere or wherever it was produced as a defense mechanism, probably according to the circumstances. And sometimes I'm having a feeling that I don't need to ask the questions even. Like all those questions, what I'm asking is out of to take, as you said, like to take attention or to take chit chat. But in general, I just need to be patient enough and dedicate enough and listen and watch, because if not judging myself or putting myself down or putting myself up, I am, I don't know, quite a aware person. I understand because of one, let's say, mistake, movement or whatever, yeah, circumstances, my mind went very dull and it's like full of rubbish. So just need to observe and dissolve the rubbish, or just let the rubbish dissolve and be patient about it.
You know, I am.
Yes,
You know, I exist.
yes.
Just hold the attention there. Your own sense of self. What is so complicated about it? Such a simple advice. I am. Then I will be interested only on I or I am. If I get distracted, I bring the attention back to I or I am. Until I become aware of the fact that I or I am is not limited to the body. But I is the self, or whatever you like to call it. The ego came back from where? The attention goes back to me, see, to I. That's it. It's not allow oneself to be carried away by any external or internal phenomenon. See, physical, mental, even energetic. So the ego disappears only if it remains merged, see, in its source. Means when the thought I am the body is not present. Not letting this thought I to arise. And if it arises, then not letting it arise, that doesn't mean that you don't let it arise. You send it back again to its place of origin, which is no other than yourself. You are the self. So you arose as ego.
If I see the thought, and I know, for example, this thought is doubt. English sometimes in voice and in thoughts, and it's also better not to do this, right? Just but see, okay, this is recognize it, why, right?
I didn't understand your question. The way you frame it is.
I observe the mind, the thought comes up, thoughts. And
If there is a doubt, there is a doubt. Yes or no? Probably no. Please.
yes, okay, yes,
Who is the doubter?
me,
Me. Next question.
with this me.
Exactly. The attention is on the who.
If some memory coming, and in this memory, let's say, there are some wisdom saved by someone. Being thankful is again the
It's a mind, yeah.
mind. Just
Whose memory is it? Who? See, whatever arises, there must be an experiencer.
because I'm still considering myself as this character, right?
Please just keep it more simple for God's sake.
Okay.
Thoughts, feelings, emotions, sensory perception, ideas, concepts, memory, wherever it is. Apparently, there is an ego experiencing it, yes or no?
Yeah.
Apparently, there is a subject, right?
Yeah.
Then the attention falls on the subject. That's
Mhm.
all. whether the object remains or not. Who is the subject? I. The attention goes from the object to the subject, from the seen to the seer. The object seen will disappear, meaning by that the soul, not the physical thing perceived through the senses. The thought about it will disappear. That means the world will disappear, the thought world, or whatever it is you're thinking, disappear. And then the subject seer also disappear, which is the thought I, or I am the body. That's all you need to know. That's all. It amounts to that. It amounts to that. If you get this right, you can forget about everything else. Even all what I say. You can stay here just inquiring, because you may find it helpful to make it easier or something. But otherwise, that's all what you need to know. And I know that because I was told that, and I can confirm, yes, it is true. That this attention goes on the seer, the seen disappears, and the seer also disappears. What remains is seeing experience as being, or to see. And to see equals to be. To be what sees, the ultimate, absolute witness, or whatever you like to call it, is you can call it anyhow.
Very weird, but okay. Sense of like sometimes all this knowledge like yogas, karmas, mantras, tantras, even what you are saying, sometimes it's like too much. Mind is overwhelmed and just probably maybe just not put attention to the mind, or it's taking too much. So maybe just keep quiet and be.
Can you?
Too much. Yeah, I read so many books.
¿Alguna pregunta en español?
Buenas tardes, César.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Pues fíjate que estuve internado 8 días por toxicomanía. Entonces, yo no sé si es ridículo, pero pasarlo en el rango que, que más me da trabajo.
Se te corta, no te oigo bien.
Y ahora
Ahora sí creo. A ver.
que estaba en los primeros días, que son los más duros, y entonces estaba con un sufrimiento al tope. Y entonces yo pedí tu ayuda.
Te oigo.
Y me oíste. Lo que sucedió fue que me fue mejor porque me, me repetía busca el buscador, duda del que duda, y la tercera, ¿verdad?
Ve al que ve.
Y ve al que ve. Entonces fue como fijar simplemente la atención a lo que pasaba, no a los pensamientos, sino que al ventilador, a la luz apagada, porque en un libro que leí entendí que se llamaba La conciencia, mirando la conciencia. Entendí que, que era algo parecido, pero me queda la duda. Entiendo que es mente calmada, pero hubo un momento en el que fue involuntario. Y claro, canté victoria unos momentos. De ella no supe más cómo regresar,
Sí.
pero la consulta es fijar la atención en la conciencia, pero como sentimiento,
No, no, no.
no.
No. Suponte que cualquier objeto que yo deseo, ¿verdad?
¿Sí?
Ese objeto que no puedo dejar de pensar en él y no me quedo quieto hasta que no lo experimente, ¿verdad?
Ok.
¿Quién tiene el deseo? Yo, ¿verdad? Entonces, el objeto es lo deseado, el sujeto lo desea, ¿verdad?
Correcto.
Entonces, la idea es mantener la atención en el sujeto, de donde surge el deseo, ¿sí? ¿Me sigues? ¿A quién le surge el deseo? A mí, ¿verdad? Entonces, la está al yo que desea, ¿sí? Al sujeto del deseo. Yo no tengo que pelear con el deseo, no tengo que rechazarlo, reprimirlo, ah, negarlo, ¿sí? Ahí están las ganas, ¿ok? Y está quien tiene las ganas, ¿verdad? Para ponerlo de otra forma. Y la atención entonces cae en el quién.
Como un ser.
Sí, no lo conceptualices, trata de entender lo que digo.
Ya, ya.
Trata de ver para que se refleje dentro de tu propio conocimiento, experiencia aquí y ahora mientras lo escuchas. Yo. ¿Quién tiene el deseo de tal cosa? Yo. ¿Quién quiere esto y lo otro? Yo. ¿Quién piensa en esto y aquello? Yo. ¿Mm?
Ujú.
Es decir, el interés, la atención está en el objeto, ¿sí? Cualquiera que sea el objeto. ¿Mm? Cualquiera que sea el objeto del deseo. Entonces, ¿quién tiene el deseo? Yo. Y ahí es donde llevo la atención. Con eso es suficiente, lo demás llega solo.
Estoy pens-
Con que el yo se quede aquí.
y el silencio de trasfondo
Ah, ok.
es eso que naturalmente.
Esa es tu realidad. Darse cuenta del silencio es darse cuenta de sí mismo. No la quietud mental, el silencio.
Sí,
Silencio donde la mente está quieta.
y eso está vivo.
Mm. Es lo único que está vivo. Es decir, no hay nada que tenga vida propia o que exista independientemente de ese silencio consciente, inteligente, porque es consciente del yo quieto.
Es apreciación, es apreciación
Apercepción.
Pero debe ser empírico. Si no, la mente de veras, César, gracias. Voy a bajar la mano.
Gran.
No sé. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Nothing to say, especially.
Huh?
Nothing to say, especially. Kind of. So life is going nicely and beautifully for me.
Lucky man.
Just no, nothing at all. It's not happening. Just because other things I notice without demanding, beautiful things happening in the life. Then I don't have to ask anything or think anything. Just nicely living. That's what's happening. Mind is very cool and fine. You can say anything to me, what I have to do now. Fine.
I can what?
You can say anything to me, say what to do, or not doing anything. Just sitting in silence and walking around. When I'm hungry, I'm eating. Just living normal. Very happy.
Just being.
Yes,
Just being.
that's and I don't want to. I'm not making effort. All those effort kind of things now. This is happening naturally. The silence of the mind and everything. I don't do. Even if it's not. I don't have a lot of thought process generally. Even if it's a thought process, I'm not doing anything. Just to let. I don't want. It's kind of. I don't want to make any effort. If it is, it is. I don't care. Things.
Spontaneity.
Yeah, right. That.
The mind is ignored spontaneously.
Yes. Yeah.
That's enough. That's enough.
Yeah.
The rest,
Yeah, you helped me a lot.
the rest, so to speak. It's our both of that. Somehow attention falls on oneself. Yes, happening the outside,
Yes.
happening
Yeah.
inside. Is happening. Also happens I'm not interested. I'm interested on myself.
Yes.
Attention somehow becomes self-centered.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Not self-centered as ego-centered, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But on my own being, my own self, I am.
I am. Yes. Yes.
On this knowledge. Because
Yes.
let's call it knowledge. This I am, the knowledge that I am.
Yeah. Yes.
Something needs to be done, it's done. If it's not,
That's all. Not making. I'm not making it very serious or anything. Just
the effort to do or
no.
not to do ceases.
Yes.
The effort to think,
Yeah.
try to figure something out, right? To find
Yes.
an answer,
Yes.
knowledge for something,
Yes.
a way for something.
Yeah.
There's no effort for that. And there is no effort neither to keep the mind quiet.
No.
Is to be active for the practicality of this moment. Even
Yes.
an insight or an understanding, an interpretation, right, of what is perceived through the senses, or whatever, right,
Yes.
happens.
Happens right. Yes.
And this quality of thought and action does not cover the background of silence. It's only the thought I see, me as an individual, as a person, see, me, I as body. This is the veil. This is what veils one's reality.
Yes.
Which is absolute silence. Not,
Yes.
not quietness or stillness, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolute absence.
Absolute absence, right?
Absolute absence is the absolute presence.
Yes.
Relative presence is the absence of all that it is present.
Yes.
The absence of all that it is present.
Yes. Yes. It's a presence, right? Yeah. Very clear.
Very clear. And it begins to be recognized, see, or realized more and more as oneself. This is my reality.
Yes.
Not something that I know, that I see, but what I am.
Yes.
Because the I amness is a reflection of that. It's a manifestation of that.
Yes. 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 Yes, it is.
Not different, not separate, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
that.
Yeah. Yes.
So now it is known as to be that, and it is known that it is not this. That is not, it doesn't limit itself to the bodies. It doesn't identify.
No.
it remains as a very subtle, it's a mere sense of self.
Yes.
But what is known as I is that
Yes. Yes. Mhm.
and the body is basically perceived as energy. It's like not even the one that senses, but a sensation itself, right?
Yeah.
But the body does not sense. So the fact that the body has senses, okay, and there is sensory perception, but the body is sensed also.
Yes, but yeah. Mhm.
It's experienced as a sensation, right?
Yes, exactly.
No longer as the one that is sensing. No. See,
Yes, yes. Mm.
it's not what is conscious, but what there is consciousness about, consciousness of body consciousness. See?
Yes. Mm.
Body is not conscious, there is body consciousness.
Yes, yes. Right.
And there is no way that can anybody understand you or to explain it. It has to be,
Yes.
right. This is why the insistence, see, that the seeker directly knows this more than
Yes.
somebody explaining, describing how
Yeah.
you just go for it. How is the water? You just drink it.
Yes. Yes.
How the fire burns? You put the hand in the fire. So, I can tell you and show you my blister. So what?
Yeah, yeah.
You don't know how the fire is, how the fire burns.
Yes.
And this knowledge, the knowledge, not the
Yeah.
real, not the
Mm.
reflection remains and will be there as long as the body is there. In the same way,
Yeah.
as long as there is a mirror, there will be a reflection. When the mirror is broken, reflection is gone.
Gone, right. Mm. Mm.
When it is clear that we are not in the reflection, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
It's called samadhi. When,
Right.
when the mirror is broken and they
Broken, right. Yeah.
merges back,
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah.
Maha's gone.
Completely gone, right. Mm.
Sense of individuality is already gone. See,
Yes.
as a real one. See, the idea that
Yeah.
this I or that it is real.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an analogy in India. I use it a lot because I think it's superb. The moonlight during the day, see, full moon, and it's daylight, and you can still see the moon, right?
Yes. Yes.
Or that the one that is illuminating is not the moon, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But what really is illuminating all, right?
Yeah.
It was never the moon. The moon was always just reflecting the light. So you don't need the moonlight anymore. Right? What's the point?
No,
But
no, no.
that is the mind of the sage. It's useless.
Yeah, no point.
It still will reflect. It will
Still, yeah, still it will reflect. Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yes.
But it's obviously known that it's not the one that illumines all, or that it is aware or conscious.
Mm. That's good.
Some people say, this is why some people say that the ego does not disappear fully until the body dies, but it's not true.
Sorry, can you say one more?
People say that this is why some people say that the ego does not disappear until the body dies, because it's necessary in daily life, but that's not true. Because this mind, you cannot call it mind, not even mind, you cannot call it anything. Right?
No.
See, it's no longer recognized as separate from, it's the self.
It's a self.
When
Yes,
I
I hear.
When I see myself in the mirror, I see myself. I don't see anything else but myself, right?
Yes, yes, right. Right.
In this sense, the mirror is also myself. Right?
Yeah, correct, yeah.
What do I see? Is there any mirror, any reflection, or there is nothing but myself, nothing but I?
No.
One is real, the other one is not. Right?
Yeah.
But both are I.
Well, same, you're right. Yeah.
No, that's it. And you can't separate them. You can't separate the reality from the illusion. See, the illusion does not disappear.
No.
So you cannot get rid of the illusion. See?
No.
Or you
No.
need to get rid of the illusion.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
No world to transcend, to get rid of. There is no mind to get rid of, right? Because there is nothing there
Yeah. Right.
separate from you that you can transcend, destroy, remove, free yourself. Nothing.
No.
The sun is not interested in destroying the moon,
No.
or reflecting its light, or it's
No.
not in the world to disappear, so it will not illuminate it. It is just there. See, there is the world, the moon,
Yeah.
the sun. That's all.
Yeah, sure.
So the body, the mind, and the self. But it becomes clear, crystal clear, that they are not three separate entities, one and the same.
Yes.
Meredith?
Hi.
This is why, see, more I understand this, the wisdom, right? When I hear this, if I really hear this from somebody who knows that it is this, right?
Yes, yeah.
Because the so-called sage is the truth itself that is speaking about, right?
Yeah.
So it's not talking about something, it's talking about it.
No. New.
Then it may take a while, but if it is understood, it will work out by itself. See?
Yeah.
All these questions about practicing and effort, even the inquiry, transcending, destroying, getting rid, all that, it becomes
No, right.
it makes sense. See, when if you hear this wholeheartedly, it becomes obvious even when I am listening. I can become aware of this fact while I'm listening and I can realize that it is true there and then.
Yeah.
It happened to me. I was not interested.
Yeah.
For me, the explanation was, when I was told the inquiry also. But sometimes, see, especially I remember a particular moment, right? Mr. Ratanlal was speaking about the story of King Janak and Ashtavakra. And he was telling the story, the king has a dream and finds himself
Yeah. Yes.
and then gets his food, he goes to the forest, to eat quietly, peacefully, and a tiger comes, he wakes up, still is afraid, what is real, waking state, the dream state. And eventually, Janaka says, no, the dream, when he's telling the story, as he tells the story, so the whole thing is becoming a fact here, what he's describing there is getting reflected here.
Yes.
Time also. But yes, for some reason I am quoting this, bringing this memory. Because it cannot be by the means of effort. Right?
Yeah.
The effort must cease. Means the mind has to be still. If I can do that straight away, or by listening, or just by being quiet, quiet with a quiet one, right?
Yeah.
Then inquire. And the inquire just it quiets the mind.
No.
Yes.
The inquire quiets the mind.
Inquiry.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Yes.
And then when the mind is quiet, it cannot stand.
No.
Mind is still, sinks in its source.
I think sometimes this talk is quite confusing about effort or not effort. I think for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is why so different advice is given to different people. Not everybody can swallow this straight away. If the people cannot keep still, then you have to give them something.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Even if the temperament of the individual is active, the person is active by nature, you can't tell this person to sit down and contemplate.
No.
Go and do whatever you do. Just,
Mm.
just deny this thought. I am the doer.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
This is that means the mind is quiet because this is the mind, the thought I.
Yeah.
The I is present, means the mind is active, is present, right? If
Yes.
I is absent, the mind is quiet. So
Yeah.
quiet mind is basically no mind.
Yeah.
Quiet mind is absence. Not memory, knowledge, capacity, is the thought I.
Yes.
Because it's so people sometimes overlook even the simplicity of the description. See, the I thought. See, this I is a thought, right?
Yes. Mm.
Therefore, it cannot be real, and it cannot be I, right? Because it's a thought.
Yes.
This is why they differentiate now the I. In case of Ramana's teachings, for example, I don't know if Ramana really describe it as that. This is how it was interpreted in English, right?
Mm.
I dash thought,
Mm.
inverted commas. The other one is capital I alone. See,
Yes.
I without the nothing is aggregated. See,
Yeah.
aggregated. Can I say that is Maris? Aggregated.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. You mean joined, like connected?
The thought is gone. Only I. See. You say I without thought is what I actually is.
Yes. And if all the great people, I mean, all the sages say, you are not the doer. Even I didn't realize if I completely, I mean, really understood and kind of.
I is the I. It simply is.
Yes.
One can say that it's just witnesses,
Yeah.
but if I'm witnessing myself in the mirror, what am I witnessing? Nothing, right?
Yes.
So, and is a witnessing and what is witness are one, right? So the idea of witnessing disappeared. This is to reject it.
Yes. 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 Yeah.
Because witnessing is a mental state. It's a concept, right?
Yes. Yes.
Refers to the absolute, but still we have some. It's just a reference, right?
Yes.
To point out that the absolute is the ultimate, no one,
Yes.
the last. But what is the absolute observing? Is there anything separate, different from the absolute that the absolute is observing or no? Right? Brahman alone is. See? The word is Brahman, right?
Mm.
The word Brahman is real, the world is an illusion.
Yes.
And then they say the world is real, is Brahman.
God is right. Yeah. Yeah.
That,
Right.
that is actual realization.
Yes. Yes.
Brahman alone is.
Mm.
It does not exclude
Mm.
the illusion. Pramana also, if you believe the self to be separate from if you believe the world to be separate from the self, you call it world, illusion, Maya, manifestation, or by any other name. Otherwise, it's the self.
Yes, it's right.
The more we understand this, the question about practice and effort, it simply does not arise. This by itself quiets the mind,
Right.
because it makes no sense. Right?
No sense.
If everything already is the self, what can I do to know that it?
No.
And if I am that, what can I do physically or mentally to be
No.
what I already am? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I am that, what shall I do to know that I am that? I must be that.
Yes.
Before trying to know I am that, I must be. See, all this, if this really sinks, right? with
Yes.
You, if it ends
Yes.
it,
Yes.
Ramana said, no, all the efforts are to realize the futility of the effort. Right? All the struggle, all the is to become aware of the fact that it doesn't work. And then you give up, so you surrender.
Yes, exactly right. Yes.
I cannot know that.
No.
I must disappear.
Yes.
So I disappear as Ramana Maharshi said, I disappear and yet I remain. That is a paradox. Means I disappear,
Yeah.
yet I remain as the self.
Yes.
Enlightenment is the state when you don't exist.
Yes.
All the reasoning, see, trying to understand all that, you become a can't. Intellect.
Not. Yes. No, not at all. Right.
You give up. Right?
Give up. That's yeah. Yes.
You give up all, you give up yourself, because what we call I appears to be identical to all these efforts, right?
Exactly right.
Seeker seems to be identical with all, with the search, right?
Yeah.
The knower seems to be identical with this is identity. See? It seems identical with something,
Yes.
with the movement, right? Physical or mental. This is I.
Yes.
The movement ceases, then the I ceases to exist.
Yes.
Nothing to identify itself with. It has no object to associate itself with. It's not moving and it sinks.
Yes.
The idea, no? I am the body, gone. You say why? When if we listen to this, right? Remember that the one that speaks about this speaks with different people that have different mental structures.
Yes.
So it is suggested just to listen. If it is for you, sinks, enters.
Yes.
If it's not for you, enters here and goes out here because it's for the one seated beside you.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-mm.
So if it is for you, enters. Otherwise,
Yeah, sure. Mm.
I intuitively used to do that during the talk. I will listen to something and something will say,
Yeah.
my dosa, see, I want to without chutney. My only dosa, no chutney.
Right.
I want plain dosa. Masala dosa is for this one, right? For me, give it to me plain and simple.
Right.
Cesar,
Hmm.
basically about effort. Because I have the feeling if I stop making effort,
No, es que hay una persona en español que ya estoy pendiente, yo sé que tiene la mano levantada. It's a person from the Spanish group that is raising the hands. It's trying to call.
okay, so we won't keep you long then.
Yes, very much.
I have a feeling if I stop making effort, I'll just be in my thought process. That is my feeling. So I
Now-
feel like
Now, are you making an effort to see the thought process?
well, it doesn't feel like it.
Second. So, awareness of thought process, effortless.
Yeah.
So awareness is effortless. So you are that effortlessness.
But what is the effort is turning the attention from the thoughts to the stillness or the sense of I, basically. That is what I feel is the effort.
You're paying attention to something, that's effort.
Sorry?
If I pay attention to something, that is effort.
All this confuses me a lot, to be honest.
If I pay attention to something, I have to focus on that something, right?
Yes.
But there is effort for that. As soon as I ignore that, the effort ceases and the attention falls back on itself.
To me, I don't feel like that, because if I'm thinking, that doesn't feel like I'm making any strenuous effort, because it's just automatically the thoughts going with the thoughts. It's what I've been doing all my life. But then turning the attention back and remaining with my, I don't know what you call it, your focus on the.
If you need to
That
focus
feels.
on this,
That
that
feels like, yeah.
attention goes on the seer.
Yeah, the attention going on the seer and remaining as the seer, that feels like an effort.
The seer of the thought appears to be Meredith.
Sorry?
The seer of the thought is Meredith,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So the attention falls on the seer. Meredith is not thinking. But then the seer also disappears, being the thought, I am Meredith, right? Or the idea that Meredith is the seer also disappears. And what remains is what sees. As yourself, see? As I. So I is what sees. which is not the body. Obviously, it's not the mind because it's not there. Right? So to see is to be. There is no seer. There may be body consciousness, but there is no body identity. And what I mean by body means phenomenon in general. See, the word body, right, is phenomenon in general. It's sometimes limited to the body, only to this, right? Remember that basically this knowledge has been borrowed from the Vedas, right? And in the Veda, there is something called gross body, subtle body, causal body, right?
Yes.
The word body is there. See? Gross body, subtle body, causal body. They are not three, they are one. All that collectively is body. If
Yes.
Divide it in three for the sake of explanation, right? So you can see gross body, matter, tangible, right?
Hmm.
Visible through the senses, right? Through feeling, hearing. And the other one, subtle body, you bring, and that is the ego, the intellect, the memory, the tendencies, right? The knowledge, the thoughts, the belief, the subtle, because it's not tangible, right? You cannot touch it. You can't touch the intellect, can you? Or the memory, or the thought. And then you have the energy that actually materialize that. The subtle and the gross. But there is something there that somehow knows it, right? Is aware of it effortlessly, right? And eventually it's realized as I. Are you following, Meredith?
Yeah.
And say the gross body is made out of this. Even each body is subdivided, right? And then the subtle body is also subdivided. The causal body, you can't divide it because it's just the undifferentiated potential creative energy. Some people call it Shakti or Kundalini or whatever, right?
Yes. And I've had supracausal body, and I don't know, like all the
The self is a super causal, means super is beyond the cause. See? It cannot be caused by anything, right? Right? Or it is a causal cause, right? That it makes everything to happen, but it doesn't do anything for it to happen because it is, everything else is. Because the self as such doesn't do anything. It simply is. Everything else is a movement within it. It doesn't do it. See? It's not a doer, it's just a witness. Everything is done by Maya. Maya is not even the doer, but the doing. It claims to be the doer, right? But it is the doing itself, right? So there is no ego means there is no identity with body, with any of that. And this I is neither this, nor that, nor the other. And yet, neither this, that, nor the other is separate from I. Or another way to put it, I is not only this, but also that. See? This and that are one and the same. See? That's Advaita, not two. Means there is no illusion and the reality. Separate or united. See, the illusion is the self. Am I making any sense, Melody?
What you're saying is making sense. I don't know. It's making sense, but I don't know if it answers the question about effort, but it's okay. There's no, maybe it's.
Go on. See, whatever it's
Yes.
you go on. Is you need to consciously, so to speak, deliberately, right?
Yes.
Keep the attention on the seer by all means. Is that helping you at least disassociate yourself from the thoughts, right?
Yes.
You can see them at least, right? That's okay. If the thought disappear, the seer has nothing to see. Having nothing to see, it has no ground to stay and it disappears.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's the meaning. The attention goes from the seen object, right, to the seer subject. Object disappear, not this. Right? The thought, this disappear. The thought font, the thought world, right? The thought you, he, she, it disappears, right?
Mhm.
What remains is the thought I, right? And then the thought I, having no other thought to hold on to, it also disappears, right? That's the meaning of this is hold on to this I thought. This is hold on to the self. This self is the ego self. There is no other self that can hold on to the real one. Ramana said, hold on to the soul I. Yes or no?
Yes.
He said, hold on to this thought I. And
Yes.
then the thought I also will disappear. The thought
Mm.
will destroy other thoughts, right?
Yes. Yes.
And the thought I will also disappear.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Not
And this holding
This
the eye seems to me to be an effort, but maybe it's not, but it feels like it is. I don't know.
believe I am this I, then I believe I am making the effort.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And I believe I am the doer, see, of the inquiry, or that's fine, that's perfectly all right. So this I disappears, the thought I am the body disappears.
Actually, sometimes trying to figure it all out, that's also some mental process, like.
It's not an actual entity called mind, individual person that is going to disappear because it doesn't exist as an entity, as a self, it exists as a thought.
Mm.
As a thought, which is identical with the, see, it's identity with the body, it is body identity. There is not even a mind that identifies itself for the body. Mind is body identity. Doesn't mean in the thought I, the mind, the individual that arises from the self, see? So the mind does not arise from the mind. The mind arises from the self.
Yes.
So from where the thought arises. And the mind goes back to its source, which is the self, not a thinker called mind or person and individual. So the mind does not think, the mind is thought.
Hmm.
What thought I means what? Body. That's simple.
Yes. If we listen to you, sometimes trying to figure it out will also make some mental effort. Maybe we just listen and with time we'll understand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sravana, Manana, Dhyana. That brings jnana. You
Yes.
listen, you may afterwards. You may think about it. See, you will not even try to understand, you may ponder about it, right?
Yeah.
And then you inquire.
Yep.
So the inquiry makes the understanding more clear. And more clear is the understanding, makes easy the inquiry.
Yes. Yes.
And now all this, see, Sravana, Manana, Dhyana leads to jnana.
Yes.
Even pondering, inquiring leads to self-knowledge, self-realization, whatever you like to call it.
Mhm. I think we were talking the other day after I spoke to you about the mind is real or not real. But when they talk in Malayalam, the word real has different meaning, actually. When it's translated to English, it's a little bit confusing, but in their language, it's more like it doesn't have any real substance or permanence. Or
You live in India, you must be familiarized with some kind of an attitude, which is difficult to find in the West, also in India, but you still can find it in India, which is the truth seeker. So the first thing that the seeker does is to surrender, right?
Yes.
As the guru, the seeker just surrenders, that's all. And then he may ask a question and listen attentively. He listens, right? Because I guess, or at least I believe that I'm told the truth, right?
Yes.
See, if it is the truth, I cannot question it. This is the truth, that's all. Or it was delivered already. I may understand it or not, but it is the truth that I was told. And I carry that with me, right? I will find myself pondering about it effortlessly. See? So
Yes.
the thought about the truth will substitute the thought about anything else, the world. It's a form of meditation, see, where I'm not have anything else in my mind, in my head, but the thought about the truth, right? But that is too much is too much. I want to experience that, right? Then introspection is necessary. But I was told also, okay, the truth, and I was told how to realize it. I just go for it, right? So generally the seeker goes, asks a question, okay, and keeps quiet, and sits down and goes on. When I was attending satsang, or even when we were having darshan, right? We were suggested after darshan finish or satsang finish, just go somewhere else, see, quietly and stay quietly, right? So all that somehow holds, right, that energy, so to speak, that was absorbed.
Yes. Yeah.
It stays there and it produces and it stays with you, see? But this is something that in the West is not, in the East also it might be forgotten. See?
Yes.
Even between my fellow students, so to go to satsang, we will just maybe go together quietly outside. Everybody goes to the house, lunch, to let this sink, right? We were told if you after that and you begin to talk too much or move too much, all that is gone, wasted. Even too much thinking about it and too much talking about it. See? It also produces the opposite effects.
Yes.
But you listen, sometimes it's time to listen, time to ponder, time to keep quiet, right? The mixture of these three, right,
Yes.
it does the trick. Sarvana,
Yes.
Dhyana, Jnana.
Mhm.
If I try to understand what I'm listening, my mind is active.
Yes.
Before I am not even listening, how can I understand what I haven't even heard in the first place? Right? Mr. Gata Maharaj, my teacher told me that I am the absolute. That's it. I swallow it. And I just focus on the I am, as that I was also told that.
Very simple.
Exactly. Now, what is difficult nowadays is to find somebody that knows what he's talking about. Anybody talks about it, but that doesn't mean that everybody knows what they're talking. There is little parrots in the marketplace, but in the spiritual market.
Yes.
Okay, let's give a chance to this lady. Okay, because
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
no, you're welcome by all. But I am missing a little India lately somehow.
Sorry.
I'm sick. A little bit.
No. Oh.
Let's see. Señora María Eugenia, disculpe la demora.
Joder. ¿Allí? ¿Me escucha? No lo escucho.
Muy fuerte. Ah, ok. A ver ahora. Ah, no, apagó el micrófono. Yo creo que el micrófono está muy cerca de la computadora. Creo que el micrófono está haciendo feedback.
¿Sí?
Ahora sí.
Ahora sí me escuchas.
María Matías. Sí, ahora sí.
Ok. Bueno, mira, la pregunta como es un poquito larga,
Ujú.
te la hago mañana, ¿te parece?
No, no,
Para
no.
que tú descanses un poco.
¿Cuál es la pregunta? ¿Es de dónde? ¿De Venezuela?
Sí, del Junquito, en Venezuela.
¿Verdad? Estaba claro, claro, claro.
Ajá. Pero como hoy hemos estado complicados,
No, pero es que
bastante larguito,
el nombre es diferente.
por eso.
A ver, ¿cuál es la pregunta?
Bueno, fíjate, yo te quería preguntar sobre algunas experiencias de visualización de los yoes,
¿De lo?
según más o menos de los yoes, ¿ok? De los yo, del yo, pues, ¿ok? De la multiplicidad de yoes.
Ajá.
Ajá, esa era la pregunta acerca de eso, ¿ok? Porque algunas experiencias, ¿tú me escuchas bien?
Sí, perfecto.
Ok, en algunas experiencias, también en esos andares por allí en algunas escuelas, la primera vez que se me indicó más o menos lo que eran los yoes y algunas características, ¿no? De ese tipo de conocimiento, logré visualizar
Ujú.
luego de una relajación y eso, o sea, pero individualmente, no dentro del grupo, pues, logré visualizar los yoes, pues. Claro, en ese momento me sorprendió porque dije, bueno, es verdad, pude escuchar la voz y ver cada uno y todo eso, ¿no? Luego, pasado el tiempo, que no estando en ninguna parte, pues en ninguna otra escuela, antes de contactarte a ti, me volvió a pasar lo mismo, pero esos yo los logré ver así como cuando tú pasas una cinta muy rápido en el cine, algo así, ¿no? Logré verlos de esa manera, pues, pero no supe qué hacer en ese momento, pues, porque no tenía el conocimiento. Pues ahora que te estoy escuchando, y que no he leído así libros de Ramana, sino te he escuchado a ti, pues, por la experiencia tuya. Bueno, pensé que eras la persona indicada que me podías decir cuáles son los pasos que hay que hacer, ¿me entiendes? Ante cuando uno le pasa ese tipo de experiencia, pues, o porque tú estás corroborando ahí que es cierto, pues, el conocimiento que tú estás dando. Y he tratado de hacer la autoindagación y todo eso. Pero entonces, ¿qué se debería hacer, pues? En ese momento, ¿qué es lo lógico, pues?
Entender que los yoes vistos y el yo que ve son ilusorios y son vistos.
Ah, exactamente. Ujú. Ajá, y entonces,
Listo. Es,
lo que sirve es corroborar que es verdad, pues.
sí. A ver,
Sí, ok, ok.
puedo tomar cualquier forma. Ok, esa visión
Ujú,
que tengo, ok, con múltiples formas que la mente puede tomar. Inclusive la mente toma la forma del yo. O sea, ese
ajá,
se llama, dice que la mente, ese yo mental es falso, se llama el yo pensamiento. ¿Sí? Es decir, es mental, es un pensamiento, no es real, no tiene realidad.
exacto.
La,
Ujú,
la que está viendo los yoes es María Eugenia.
ajá, exacto.
Entonces, María Eugenia es el que ve, es la que ve, ¿verdad? Los yoes.
Ujú,
María Eugenia, ¿quién es? Soy yo. Soy yo el cuerpo.
ujú, exactamente.
La que ve soy yo. Ese es otro pensamiento. ¿Sí? Ese es el pensamiento yo, que aparentemente está viendo sus propios pensamientos. ¿Me sigue?
Ujú,
Lo
ok,
visto es mental. El que ve
ok.
es mental. Es decir, ambos son la mente. El sujeto visto, el fenómeno visto, y el que ve al fenómeno, ¿m? El que ve lo visto son la mente, o es la mente. El sujeto
Ajá,
y el objeto. No niego la veracidad o la realidad del fenómeno, está bien. ¿Ok?
no, no, ok, ok, pero fíjate, como experiencia,
Hay algo allí que ve al que ve y lo visto. Porque para hablar del fenómeno tiene que estar el observador. Y para estar el observador tiene que ser visto. Lo que no puede ser visto es aquello que ve al sujeto y al objeto. En realidad
ok,
es aquello que ve tanto al que ve como lo visto. Por ejemplo, si ahora nos vamos a dormir, ¿verdad? Puede que tenga la suerte de que experimente el sueño profundo. ¿Ok?
ajá,
Entonces, ahí no hay mundo ni nadie que vea al mundo. ¿Sí? El que ve lo visto desaparece.
ujú,
Pero ¿quién ve la ausencia de la presencia del que ve lo visto? ¿Quién sabe de la ausencia de todo? Tiene que haber alguien que vea nada. ¿Sí?
ujú,
La conciencia. Tiene que haber conciencia de oscuridad o conciencia de todo. Y hay conciencia de nada. O sea, ¿quién es el que realmente está consciente de todo eso? No soy yo. Entonces, ¿quién soy yo? Esa conciencia. La mente sobrepone, ¿sí? Sobrepone esa limitación sobre nuestra realidad, apareciendo como el que ve y lo visto.
ujú,
Eso es lo que se conoce como dualidad. Está el que ve y lo visto. Pareciera que fueran dos.
Exactamente.
Cuando el que ve y lo visto desaparecen, es decir, cuando la mente desaparece, entonces el que ve, aquello que ve, que no tiene forma, y lo visto, que es el fenómeno, no se conciben, sino como uno y la misma. Se llama no dualidad o advaita.
Ujú. Ok, ok, bueno. Muchas gracias, me aclaraste bastante la experiencia, pues.
Ahora, si yo puedo, si yo me tomo un tiempo, ¿verdad? Y digamos que lo visto son los yoes, o puede ser cualquier otra cosa, puede ser cualquier fenómeno, ¿verdad? Y es un pensamiento. Yo veo los pensamientos, ¿verdad?
Ajá,
Está el observador de los pensamientos. Los pensamientos son acerca de objetos, ¿cierto?
sí,
Está el objeto del pensamiento y el sujeto. O sea, cuando pienso, pienso forzosamente en algo o en mí mismo.
ujú. Fíjate, disculpa, ¿no? Fíjate una cosa, yo tenía que dar una clase de yoga, ¿ok? Y en ese momento me siento, porque vengo cansada del gimnasio, estoy sola en la casa y me siento a pensar cómo voy a dar la clase. Y se me presenta esa experiencia. O sea, yo misma me veo 10 veces hablando de la manera de dar la clase hasta que la última imagen mía dio una palmada y dijo, se acabó, vas a dar la clase como tú la sabes dar. Y yo dije que, y yo estoy sentada despierta, pues, o sea, no estaba dormida, ni semidormida, ni haciendo meditación, ni nada. Y se acabó la experiencia. Obviamente yo no había leído absolutamente nada de eso, pues me puse a investigar, entonces bueno, me explicaron que era multiplicidad de yoes y ajá, pero me sirvió para corroborar, pero después de eso yo lo que decía era, ajá, ¿y ahora qué hago? O sea, ya vi que es así, pues, ya vi que es verdad, pues, ¿no? Pero entonces, ¿cuál es el otro paso? ¿Qué es lo que debe hacer uno?
Ok.
¿Me entiendes?
Entonces, yo pienso acerca de algo. Si deseo algo, es un objeto. Si no lo deseo, es decir, que lo rechazo, es un objeto. Si lo quiero, si no lo,
Ujú,
si me gusta, si no me gusta, o sea, cualquier cosa que yo piense, obviamente es un objeto, ¿verdad?
ok. Ujú,
Entonces, la idea, yo quiero conocerme a mí mismo más allá de la relación sujeto-objeto, entendiendo que el sujeto y el objeto son ilusorios, son la mente. Eh, la mente, para resumirlo, es yo, ¿sí? O yo y esto. Sujeto, objeto. No.
ok. Ujú,
Yo necesito que todos los objetos, es decir, todos los pensamientos desaparezcan para que el sujeto desaparezca. ¿Sí?
ujú, ok.
Debe desaparecer para que el que ve desaparezca. El que ve no desaparece porque está asociado con lo visto. ¿Sí? El sujeto solamente puede existir en asociación con el objeto. ¿Ok? Entonces, si yo llevo la atención de los pensamientos al pensador, ¿ok? De los objetos al sujeto, de lo visto al que ve, entonces los pensamientos, los objetos y lo visto desaparecen. No físicamente, no lo que percibo a través de los sentidos. ¿Ok?
Ujú,
Porque
ok.
esto no me dice, hola, mucho gusto, yo soy una palmera.
Ajá.
Yo lo llamo palmera y estoy creando un objeto mentalmente, ¿sí? Si la
Ujú,
atención del objeto al sujeto, el pensamiento palmera desaparece, el objeto desaparece, lo visto desaparece y queda solamente el pensador, el sujeto o el que ve. Cuando el que ve, el pensador, el sujeto se queda solo, también desaparece. Es decir, ¿quién es el pensador? Yo, César. ¿Quién es el sujeto? Yo, César. ¿Quién es el que ve? Yo, César.
ujú.
Pensamiento, yo, César. Yo soy el cuerpo, me parece. Y quedo yo como lo que realmente soy, sin nombre, sin forma, consciente, ¿sí? Una realidad sin nombre, sin forma, que es consciente y que es conciencia.
Conciencia.
Primero sé que soy conciencia y
Ujú.
pues sé que cualquier cosa que haya conciencia de no está separada de mí. Que yo soy todo, de que solo yo soy. Eso se le llama autoconocimiento, autorrealización, iluminación, despertar, etcétera, etcétera, etcétera. Pero si luego que eso se sabe y que esa
Ajá.
convicción, conocimiento está completamente fortalecido, la mente sigue funcionando, que a veces ciertas cosas, siempre. No tiene que caminar para pensar, no tiene que pensar para que ahora voy a poner un pie, ahora voy a poner el otro. Sí, ahora voy a poner el jabón. ¿No? Hay actividades que suceden sin necesidad del pensamiento, pero ya no hay comunicación con ese yo. ¿Sí? Yo no existió, fue siempre una idea,
Se le va la voz.
fue siempre una imagen mental.
Ok. Ujú, claro. Ujú.
Pierdo la capacidad de pensar, no pierdo la memoria, no pierdo la capacidad de sentir. Lo que
Tengo que poner el audífono, si no te hace ruido.
Se le va la voz.
la atención va de visto al que ve. Lo visto desaparece,
Ajá.
el que ve desaparece y lo que queda es simplemente ver. Y el fundador del conocimiento de que ver es ser.
O sea,
Ok. Más nada.
Nada.
Ok. Bueno, está bien, muchas gracias. Quería saber tu perspectiva con tu experiencia, pues, tu guía.
Ahora, supongamos que, o que su profesión es, o su hobby o lo que sea, yoga, lo que sea. Entonces ya hay que hacer algo que implique cierto conocimiento, entonces aparece. ¿Sí? No tengo que hacer esfuerzo para hacer nada o para pensar cómo se revela, ¿sí? Se manifiesta, porque todo eso son manifestaciones
Manifestación.
de uno mismo como conciencia, no como persona, no como individuo, sino como conciencia. Porque lo que yo estoy diciendo no lo estoy pensando, yo no sé lo que estoy diciendo. Yo sé lo que estoy diciendo al mismo tiempo que la gente lo escucha, que es cuando surge. ¿No? Y lo que estoy diciendo
Ok.
surge de lo que sé en este momento directamente. Así.
Ok. Ajá. Sí, entiendo perfectamente.
Yo no sé lo que estoy haciendo o lo que estoy diciendo nunca, sino lo voy sabiendo mientras va sucediendo.
Ujú.
No, no es preconcebido, no es,
Exacto.
sí, no es premeditado,
es genuino.
Ajá.
porque no está basado, no hay una expectativa, en el resultado de la acción, no sé qué va a salir de aquí, si la gente me va a entender, si no me va a entender, si lo van a realizar,
Sí, sí,
no sé, o sea,
sí, sí.
no se espera absolutamente nada de lo que espontáneamente se manifiesta, de forma física, mental, energética.
Exacto, exacto, exactamente. Sí, sí, bueno, esa experiencia cuando me pasó no tenía nada que ver por ejemplo, en ese momento estaba yo dando clases de yoga y no tenía nada que ver con eso, ¿ok? No tenía mucha experiencia en esa área, todavía no la tengo, muy poca. Y por eso surgió eso, pero fíjate que no tenía nada que ver con la escuela de los yogues, o sea, una cosa vino así
Inclusive
repentinamente.
una persona tiene la capacidad de quedarse mentalmente quieto, pero la persona todavía está allí, es decir, el ego todavía está allí.
Ajá.
Inclusive, tú puedes estar en tu carro manejando y de repente aparece una visión de que la clase de yoga de hoy vas a hacerlo esto y esto y esto. Llegas al estudio y enseñas eso. Pero como todavía está el ego, pareciera que todavía está el que tiene la visión.
Ajá.
Entonces, eso puede generar un ego espiritual.
Exacto. Ajá.
¿Quién me hace yoga?
Ajá.
El hacedor, ¿sí? O el que
Exacto.
tuvo la visión y, ¿no? Entonces empieza a sentirse como que va progresando o se siente un poquito más superior o lo que sea. El ego es
Bueno, ahí en ese caso estaba como asustada porque tenía que dar una clase que no tenía ni idea o sea, iba a sustituir a alguien, pues iba a hacer ¿cómo se llama eso? Una suplencia, pues, de una persona que dirigía el centro donde yo estaba, pues. Entonces yo lo que llegué fue como preocupada de cómo la voy a dar, ¿me entiendes? Pero es así como tú dices, pues. O sea, te entiendo lo que dices. Muchísimas
Salió.
gracias.
la orden. Mucho gusto.
Descansa, ¿viste?
Ok. Bueno,
Hasta mañana.
y un golfeado por ahí se lo come en mi nombre.
Ok. El segundo, ¿viste? Tengo el apuntador, lo tengo aquí atrás.
De acuerdo.
Ok. Gracias, mi amor.
Miércoles, porque hoy es domingo ya.
Ay, ¿verdad? Cierto.
Ya.
Ah, bueno. Ay, menos mal que no habíamos caído en eso.
De miércoles a domingo.
Sí,
Ok,
cierto.
cierto.
Los 2 días de supuesto descanso realmente no son para mí. ¿Sí? Hace falta un tiempo para digerir también. Y un
Claro.
tiempo para que la gente camine sin el bastón a ver cómo les va.
Ajá,
Para,
eso es muy bueno.
¿Ves?
para la rumia.
Bueno,
Gracias.
si no, me quedo aquí hasta mañana.
Nos vemos el miércoles. Gracias.
Johanna.
Johan, chao, te
Ajá.
están diciendo.
Ok. César, pendiente entonces.
Ok, seguro.
Fin de semana de rumia. 2 días de rumia.
Él fue el que me animó a que hablara, ¿ves?
Ah,
Ok.
Chao.
Cambio y fuera.
ok.